is Mary Schmitz, and I am the Development Director at Chum. We are a local agency that works with people who are homeless and hungry. So my job here is to raise money, and one of the ways we raise money is we run a Rhubarb Festival each summer. The festival started when a man by the name of Steve O'Neill came home from a family vacation in Montana and had been to a Rhubarb Festival there. And so he came home and said, oh, this would be a great way to raise money for Chum and to involve all the churches that are members of Chum. And so he went to one church, First Lutheran, and he convinced two women to make the festival happen. And so it started out kind of as a very large bake sale. And on the fourth year, we decided to create more of a festival. So we blocked off the street, we used the inside of the church, and we started putting up tents on the street. We started having a stage show that runs from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. And so that's what we've done since then. And every year the festival gets bigger and bigger. This year we had over 1,050 rhubarb pies that were made by what we like to call church basement ladies. But there's lots of guys who help too. So the first thing we do is we spend time harvesting the rhubarb, and we have one person who is a volunteer, and his job is to make sure we have enough rhubarb. So we keep track of all the houses and all the yards that we go to and pick rhubarb, and we only pick after we have permission from the homeowner. So we go around and pick, and Jeff, who I call our rhubarb guru, finds volunteers to go to different places and pick. And so we pick thousands and thousands and thousands of stalks of rhubarb. And then that rhubarb gets chopped up, and then we distribute it to the different churches that are baking pies or making treats. And that's how we get our rhubarb, just out of people's yards. We have all these pies, and then other people make scones, and cakes, and crisp, and absolutely anything you can think of that's made with rhubarb. And so all of those things come together on Saturday morning at First Lutheran Church, and we have a huge bake sale. And then outside we have booths. One is a rhubarb brats booth, and we order our rhubarb brats from a local butcher. And we have rhubarb burritos, which was actually started out as a joke. So the first year I was here 7 years ago, we identified this man who had some background in advertising, and he's very witty. And so we asked him to create an ad. And so he created an ad with a guy making a rhubarb burrito. And it was a very funny ad, and it got your attention. It made you wonder about what's going to be at this festival. But we started getting calls from people saying, are you really going to have rhubarb burritos? What are those like? And it was like, really, it was a joke to get attention. Well, the day before the festival, the woman who kind of is in charge of the kitchen, her name is Shar, she looked at us. There were about 5 of us left, and we were just cleaning up and getting ready to go to be back in the morning. And she said, well, there's going to be people here tomorrow looking for a rhubarb burrito. So she said, I think we better make one. So she whips out this cookbook, and she puts some things in a blender, and she gets out a tortilla, and she puts a bunch of stuff in it, rolls it up, chops it up, gives each of us a taste. It was fabulous. We have sold thousands of those the past 7 years. So that's kind of how creatively things just happen for this festival. It's kind of amazing. One of the women who helped start the festival is a Scandinavian cookbook writer, and she's well known in the area. And I think she has really come up with some unique ways to use rhubarb. So one of the things that we sell a lot of is rhubarb juice at our festival. And we always run out. We never have enough. And she uses a Swedish juicer to make this rhubarb juice. And of course now we have taught many people how to make rhubarb juice. So as we've kind of developed the festival, we kept thinking about how can we extend it? How can we get more people involved? And so we've been working with Zeitgeist Arts Cafe to do something during the Rhubarb Festival. So this year they did a rhubarb dessert that was designed by B.O. Jakangas, this cookbook writer, and they gave all the proceeds to Chum for all those desserts that they sold. We also have a butcher who makes rhubarb brats for us, and they came up with their recipe and they gave it to us to taste, and we tasted and said, oh, it's a little too sweet, a little too this, you know, put something more in it and do something different. And then now we've had the same recipe for 7 years, and people love it. People come to the festival looking for rhubarb brats. It's very fun. So each of the sponsors for our festival are encouraged to have a booth or some presence at the festival, and so some of them choose to have booths where they do fun rhubarb things. So one of our sponsors has a booth where you can go and get your picture taken chewing on fresh rhubarb. So of course that kind of screws up your face. And then they hang those pictures and people can come and vote for the best rhubarb face. The first year we raised about $6,000. Then it kind of just kept increasing. We jumped to $25,000, then we jumped to $35,000. And then last year we raised $48,000, and this year we were at $65,000. So it has become a community-wide event. Everybody knows about it. A lot of people come. We have a lot of children's activities at the festival, and so kids come and their parents bring them, and then they hang out and do things in the crafts tent and then the children's tent and the children's games area. So it's just a really cool festival. It's a very organic festival because it really has come out of a group of people who are here to do good things in the community.